alcohol beverage companies have aimed an inordinate amount of advertising at blacks. Billboards in inner cities, ads in Rock magazine, lots of ads on television.
$1 million bass count 'em. They think I bounce the ounce and they get 'em. Blacks spent 288 million sitting there waiting for the fizz. They don't know what the hell it is. Oh, let me tell you about Shorty.
I'm not a YouTuber, just like making videos, and I can only give my opinion the most educated way I know how. You know, we're going to talk about, you know what I'm saying, bottoms up, you know, alcohol, liquor. Hey, I hope you guys have a safe New Year's, you know, and don't go out drinking and driving. Me, myself, I don't really celebrate New Year's per se. Well, I do, but I celebrate my New Year's on my birthday, you know what I mean, not on January 1st, because actually my birthday falls around the vernal equinox. It falls around April's Fool's Day, so hence that's when we used to celebrate New Year's. So hence that's where April Fool's comes from, because y'all been fooled, because that was the New Year's until the Pope changed it. The Pope, the Vatican, he changed it to January 1st. They say maybe because the sun moves up 1 inch in the sky. I don't know. I think he did it to coincide with Christmas or the winter solstice and so forth. But you know, you have to understand that the Pope, the Vatican, has more power than the Queen of England. They can change dates or whatever. I'm like, if the Pope decided he wanted to change New Year's to August 18th or whatever, we'll fall right in the line. We won't even protest that, you know, and so forth. So yeah, you know, ancient cultures used to celebrate New Year's around springtime, and now New Year's is being celebrated in the dead of winter. So you know, and I think it's more logical in the springtime, because that's when the snow starts to melt, and you know, flowers start to bloom and so forth. I'm like, the earth is going through renewal. Of course the places above the equator, I know there's certain regions where it really doesn't matter because it stays hot all year round. I understand that. But okay, enough of that little history lesson right there. Let's go into alcohol. You know, they talk about there's a liquor store in every neighborhood in the black community. You know, my thing is, you know, if we got rid of the liquor stores, you know what I'm saying, would that end the problem? And like, if we lock up all the drug dealers, would that end the drug problem and so forth? Now, I'm not saying there ain't some kind of campaign or grand conspiracy, you know, and so forth, to advertise to black people, you know, these, you know, because a lot of advertising, they want that black dollar, just like McDonald's and so forth. But we have to understand that America is a capitalist country. It's a free market, you know. So, you know, I'm like, we have to look at all aspects of the ratio and so forth. But I can understand that these liquor stores and the so-called, these decadent areas that we call the so-called black community, you know, we've become synonymous with, even though there's a lot of white neighborhoods that have vast signs of urban decay. But yeah, yeah, I understand it can be an eyesore, you know, especially, you know, school children riding on buses and, you know, passing by liquor stores and so forth and seeing billboards with alcohol. And, you know, I guess when you're a poor and you're a minority, you know, you know, alcohol may have more of a devastating impact on us now than white people, even though alcohol, beer, ale, has been an integral part of their culture since, I don't know, the medieval times and so forth. You know, it's just a saying that the black man has no self-control. You know, like we can't control stuff, or, you know what I'm saying, our vices that you know what I'm saying, like the white man can, and that we have no individuality. Meaning, if alcohol destroys one black man, it's a chain reaction. It's going to destroy us all. and so forth. Now, let's go into this thing about, you know, black businesses. You know, and one thing that I do that I do gather that when it comes to black-owned businesses, there are certain businesses we stand out at. For instance, church, which, yeah, I consider that a business. Mortuaries, funeral homes, hair salons. I mean, beauty salons, barbershops, daycare centers, and, you know, restaurants that sell ribs, soul food, and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? You can see that if you go into so-called black communities, you know what I'm saying, those are the type of businesses black people have. I can understand we also have cell phone outlets, and black people own fast food franchises, and, you know, McDonald's and Burger Kings, but I'm not, you know what I'm saying, I'm not going to try to pigeonhole black business owners, you know. But, yeah, so that creates a conundrum, because you have a black dude who's a business owner, but he owns a liquor store. And you say, okay, the liquor stores is what's poisoning the community, and so forth. So, like, what do you do? Now, here in America, you know, let's face it, you can get liquored up at a lot of places. I mean, they sell liquor at gas stations. They sell them at Walmart, at major food chains. They sell alcohol, you know, and plus all the bars, like, you know, sports bars and strip clubs, place you can go to get your lush on and so forth. But yeah, I understand maybe, you know, we're should focus on this advertisement campaign that's trying to lure black people in and so forth. We're trying to push alcohol on blacks as if there isn't any other campaign that tries to push alcohol on white people. As I said, you know, white people, you know, they're just they're operating on a macrocosmic level, you know, towards black people, because, you know, they don't look at everything as exploitation, as, you know, as companies trying to doom them in and so forth. And when they do, they have their own ways of handling it and this and that. Like, you know what I'm saying, most advertisement for beer, you know, Budweiser and Miller Lite or whatever, you know, are what's it say, Captain Hooks and you know, Captain Morgan's, I mean, and Coronas. They seem to be aimed at white people, partying white people and so forth. But when stuff is aimed at black people, yeah, it's considered bad and horrible. They're exploiting us. Like, for instance, when you had all those rappers, they used to do those Say Nice commercials. You have Wu-Tang Clan and Ice Cube doing, you know, the Say Nice commercial and so forth. But, you know, but I also look at when it comes to you know, alcohol and its effect on society. Can we prove that it's affecting black people more so than whites? That it's just it's a more of a universal type problem. Some people can hold their liquor, some people can't. You know, and I would much rather see these zombies, these slewfoots, making their way, walking up to the liquor store, these winos and so forth, grabbing their alcohol and going to an alley and drink, than somebody pull it into a bar, you know what I'm saying, getting lushed up, getting it back into their truck and killing a family of 4. Because with the white people, they have more of a problem with drinking and driving, because hence there's more bars in their neighborhoods and so forth, a place where they can, you know, sit down and have a seat, because drinking is, you know what I'm saying, it's a big part of the Commonwealth. Going back into medieval times, I even think about that movie Lords of the Rings. You know, the Hobbits, you know, there was a little pub, the bar that the Hobbits went to, what's it called, Boar's Head Inn, or Harry Potter, what was that, Boarhead, was that Harry Potter? You know what I'm saying, because in both of those franchises, there was a bar that people hung out at. Or when I look at these sitcoms, you know, even The Simpsons, you know, there's the characters hang out at a bar that they get drunk and they crack jokes and so forth, like the sitcom Cheers and so forth. Yeah, so yeah, it's a big part of white culture. Not saying it's a bad thing, but it is, and so forth. But with black people, they say, you know, we have no self-control. It's going to destroy us and so forth. So therefore, we should avoid it. And you know, these liquor stores on every street corner is the prime problem of alcoholism and destruction of the black community. And if they was to go away, somehow the problem will go away with them. But that's just, you know, that's using kitty gloves and so forth. I'm like, it's much bigger, you know, than that. And these liquor stores, alcohol poisoning the black community. See, I can understand that it's an eyesore. That the problems with the so-called black community, and I use the term community loosely because I don't know how, you know, when we measure what is a community, do we use the same measuring stick when you deal with white people or when you deal with homeowners? Because a lot of the decadent areas or whatever, they're filled with renters. People, they rent their homes, whether Section 8 vouchers and so forth. So hence, you know what I'm saying, the people who actually own a lot of these homes in the so-called black community could be white, you know, or some other race that actually owns the house. We look at the renters, but hence when you go into more suburban areas, when you're dealing with homeowners, people that pay a mortgage and so forth. Now, going back into what I'm saying and so forth. Now, when you're going into poisoning the black community, I think about what Van Jones said. Remember Van Jones? He used to be part of the Obama administration, but he resigned. But he resigned. Basically, I think he was forced to resign and so forth because he was taking a lot of fire from the Republicans, and the Obama administration was showing their stripes when they put pressure on him to resign, even though he won't admit that they put pressure on him to resign. But he was talking about how he got into a lot of trouble because he was talking about how white people were poisoning minority communities. And when he was talking about poisoning, he was going far beyond liquor stores. He was talking about actual waste, you know what I mean, biohazards and so forth, because he does a lot with the environmental and you know what I'm saying, the whole green thing and finding natural energy sources and so forth without relying on burning fuel and releasing carbons and emissions in the air and so forth. I'm like, you know, a lot of people forgot about this dude. I'm like, people should read some of his books, and I'm like, he's a good author. I'm like, he's a very a brilliant black man, you know what I'm saying, that we tend to forget that exist and so forth. So I like dudes like this. See, the black dudes I follow are the dudes that are kind of soft-spoken, like Van Jones, Randall Robinson and so forth. You know, soft-spoken dudes that's not going to run, you know what I'm saying, let their mouth run a mile a minute and so forth. They let their actions, you know what I'm saying, do the talking. You know what I'm saying? Easier said than done. So that's the type of black people I follow. I'm not going to follow some motherfucker that's going to run his fucking mouth off like a woman and so forth. I follow black men that actually do stuff. That, you know what I'm saying, you can look at their resume and they actually done stuff. Because we need to go past talking. You know, we can talk solutions till the fucking cows come home and so forth. But, you know what I'm saying, we need to follow people that actually do something and follow in their footsteps. But, you know what I'm saying, let me say, come to this conclusion. Is there, you know what I'm saying, some grand conspiracy to get black people destroyed by alcohol and so forth? Yes. But, you know what I'm saying, there's a bigger problem, I think, rather than these, liquor store on every corner and so forth. I can understand, yeah, it's an eyesore. You may not see it in white neighborhoods, but they do have pubs. You know what I mean? And there's plenty of places here you can get liquored up. No, that's just my opinion. Alright, thanks for watching and sally forth.